Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is mixtressrae. You're watching Mixtress video. So coming to you from my bedroom today. I know I've done this video. This is like the third or fourth iteration of this, and not a lot has changed. But I just kind of wanted to hang out and babble and talk about my perfume collection with you guys. So it's gonna be a rambly one. Yeah. I'm kind of like disorganized in my thoughts lately. Part of that is just it's summer. Part of it is I have just completely gotten out of the habit of, I mean, that sounds silly to say that I've completely gotten out of the habit of YouTube, processing my life on YouTube, because I still put out a video once every week or two. So, but it feels different. It feels really different. And part of that is also because I'm not watching YouTube as much anymore. And I know I say that a lot, but it feels like a huge lifestyle change to me. I've spent so much of my time watching YouTube and making videos for YouTube in the last 10 years that it does feel weird to sort of take a break from that space. But it feels weird in a good way. But anyway, just in case you feel like hanging out with me, I just was gonna be doing this anyway. Sometimes just as a relaxing activity, I just stand right here in front of my perfume shelf. You're only seeing like 2/3 of it right now, but I'll show you the other third once we get done talking about what's in shot here. But yeah, I just, let's hang out. Let's hang out and talk about perfumes, right? So, let's see. What do we got? This is my perfume journal where I write down like all of my perfumes and like what I think about them, what is in them, when I got them, shit like that. So that's what that is. Maybe I want to move closer, actually. Let's see. Forgive me while I readjust. Is that better? Kind of. This is about as close as the tripod can get to the dresser without bumping into it. First of all, I've been spending a lot of time in my life reorganizing, decluttering, cleaning. Just, I've put my hands on, I have touched all of my objects in the last month or two. And so almost everything that I have, I really, really want. And it's making me so much happier to exist in my spaces. You know what I mean? And just, for fun. This is the dresser that I have had since it was bought for me before I was born. It was bought for my nursery, I guess. I don't know if they were calling it that, but for my bedroom. This has been my dresser my entire life, and I still love it. It's very 80s. Like, you can see even by just like this little portion of it, you can see just by the type of wood and the color of it, very 80s, right? But I'm never gonna fucking change it. I mean, eventually maybe I might want to sand it down and restain it, but I kind of like the fact that it has every single ding and scrape and little word carved into it is all damage done by me. And that is really special to me. Being like, I do sort of identify as an animist at this point, which if you don't know what that means, it basically just means that you feel like there is a soul and a spirit inside objects. And at this point, I have put my soul into this fucking dresser, and it is one of the most important objects in my life. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, where like I've just spent more and more time in physical reality inside my actual space and less time online. And it's making me refine my objects and appreciate my objects. And anyway, I highly recommend. I'm very Marie Kondo vibes right now. So yeah, let's just go back to front, left to right, because we're kind of going from least important perfumes in my life to most. And then the top 11 are over here, so I'll have to readjust the shot to get to those. But in the back row, we have, this is just a sample of a perfume called Cherry Punk that is way too expensive for me to buy a full bottle of. And I've used, you know, like 2/3 of it. I like it. It usually gives me a headache, but I still like it and I still wear it. This whole section right here of these 4, these are all my vampire perfumes. So we have this one called, and just assume anytime you see one of these little apothecary bottles, unless I specify otherwise, just assume that they came from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. And I'm not going to discuss whether or not they're available or anything like that. You'll just have to check for yourself if you're interested. I'm hoping that this video is more like a hangout with me than a make you want things kind of thing. Of course, you know, I can't help whether or not I'm going to make you want things, but yeah, some of these things you can still get and some of them you can't, and I'm not going to specify because I'm not here to sell shit, you know? Okay. So this one's called Blood Kiss. The main notes in this are like honey, vanilla, wine, clove. It's very, I wear it very sparingly. In fact, this one has a very particular vibe for me. I wear it when I'm reading vampire fiction. Like, I'll put it on before I go to bed when I'm like rereading Queen of the Damned for the 15th time or something, you know? This one is called Dracula Rising. This one is from a site called Posits. This one I used to wear a lot and I don't like it anymore. But because I used to wear it a lot, I keep it. It's like fig and patchouli. Like, I still love the smell of it, but it's kind of distracting to me when I wear it now. So it's kind of in retirement, but eventually I'm sure I will choose to wear it again. This one is called Night. And this is my Drusilla perfume. I associate it with Drusilla from Buffy. It smells like night blooming flowers. It's kind of a chypre, I think. I actually don't fully know what I'm talking about, so it's very different than anything else I have. It's one of the only floral perfumes that I have, and it's a very goddess vampire vibes, you know? So I do not wear this often, but I'm glad I have it. Tumbert. This is one that's like lavender and snake oil, vanilla, musk, lavender. Like, it's kind of a seductive nighttime, seductive sleepy vampire vibes. And I wore this constantly when I first got it. I got it like 2 years ago, and now I kind of don't like it. But since I wore it so much for a while, I'm still keeping it. I put it on the other day and I still just, I don't know, it's weird because I wore it like obsessively for like 1.5 years. And then it was just like, I was done with it. So if I'm permanently done with it, I might let go of that one eventually, but I keep it for now. So those are my vampire scents. Next we have Samhain. This one smells like, trick-or-treating with your friends as a teenager when you're really like too old to do so. That's what it smells like to me. There's like some bobbing for apple vibes. There's some like Mad Dog 2020. This is like bad decisions, kleptomania, hanging out with your friends when you're a teenager. Like, it has nostalgia vibes for me, even though I didn't actually... Something about the smell in it is nostalgia vibes. Like, I haven't had this perfume that long or anything, but I've only had it since 2020. This is just a box This is called Rhinotaurus. This one is a ritual scent that I'm keeping as a backup to another ritual scent that I have that smells a lot like it. This is a patchouli vetiver that also has grapefruit and pepper in it. So I don't like to wear it as a perfume, but I love it as a ritual scent, and it smells a lot like one that I have called Malediction that is not pictured here because it's in my ritual space, but this is just kind of a backup for that. This one is called When the Winter Chrysanthemums Go, and this one smells like frostbitten mums. It's one of my only florals. I only have like 3 florals. I'm not a floral person, but this one has something about mums or marigolds in a scent is really enticing to me, even though I don't actually like wearing it very often. But this one is, as I've described in other perfume collection videos that I've shown this, I put this on like before bed if I ever wear it. It's just like I put it like on my hands right here, and then like, you know, my hands are up next to my face or something when I fall asleep, and I'm just inhaling. It's a very calming, frostbitten mum smell. This little section here, these are all scents that I keep to use. They're all pumpkin spice blends, and I keep them because I use them to mix my own version of a perfume you're going to see later called Pumpkin Snake Latte. So I'll just show these really quickly because these, I don't wear any of these. I just use them as perfume ingredients to mix other things. So this one's called Pumpkin Latte. This one's called Pumpkin Spice Snake Oil. And these are all like, they're too something. Like that pumpkin latte is too cinnamony. This pumpkin spice snake oil is pretty good, but it's like a little too milky. And this is just pumpkin spice latte. I sometimes wear this one by itself, but it's really better as a mixer. Yeah, it's too milky. It's too milky. I'm not into a milk note for the most part. And this one is called Please Scream Inside Your Snake Oil. This one is just a super sweet version of Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab Snake Oil blend, which is one of it's their signature scent, essentially. And it's really good. This one's just too sweet. So I use this as a mixer. These 3 here, these are my licorice scents. They are, for the most part, almost 100% sentimental. I've told the story before, so I won't tell it here, but I wear each one probably once a year. And that's fine. I'm going to keep all 3 of them. They're sentimental to me. This one is called Ness and Dorma, and this one is very straight up, cheap ass licorice Halloween candy. Like, this is the smell of a trick-or-treating bag from the 80s, you know? It's so good. It's like licorice and caramel, kind of. This one is called Black Anise. And it smells like salty Swedish licorice. And then the one that's the most wearable of these 3 is this one, and it's called Silver Licorice. And it's more of a musky vanilla licorice scent. This is the one I've used half this bottle. It's good. It's a good one. It's a good one. I had this whole obsession for a while about licorice scents, and unfortunately they're not very wearable for me. They're probably not very wearable for most people, but I tried. I tried for a long time to find the perfect licorice scent. I think that silver licorice is probably the closest to a perfect licorice scent, but still, it's not an everyday scent for me. Far from it. Now we go to the front row. These are all ones that I wear more often. Bast. This one is a True Goddess scent. It is amber and honey and musk, and it's very sophisticated, which is not normally my scent profile. I don't normally go for sophisticated. So, but this is one that I really do feel like a fucking goddess. This is a power scent for me, so I don't wear it very often. This one I literally just got in the mail today, so I do not have thoughts on it yet, really. But it's called a Small Brown Cat. And it's actually, I think it's supposed to possibly pair with that Bast perfume. That's not why I got it. It's really musky. I think it's like a brown musk with cardamom. Now that it's kind of settling a little bit, when I first took it out of the package, I really didn't like it. But hours later, it's already smelling better to me. So just a tip, if you ever get oil-based perfumes, or if you ever make your own oil-based perfumes, they really do need to sit for a minute and kind of like settle into your environment before like you give it a true test, you know? This one is called Belonging to the Darkness. It is a patchouli vetiver amber situation, and I've worn like half this bottle. I wore this a lot in 2020. So unfortunately, it reminds me of 2020, and I haven't worn it in a while, but I keep it because I wore it. I would have said that this was my favorite Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab scent back in 2020 or 2021. I would have put that in my top 5, but now I don't wear it. So I don't know if I've permanently gone off it or if I just need to give it a break for a while. But yeah, this one is, I just got it last Halloween, so I haven't had it very long, but it's called Every Day is Halloween. And this one is, this one's funny because like some days it fucking annoys me and other days I'm in love with it. It's sandalwood and pumpkin. So it really does kind of smell like kind of pumpkin spices. It's a little bit pumpkin spice, but no latte. It's more sophisticated than just pumpkin spices. And it really is a very wearable everyday scent. And that's kind of what it was meant to be. So this one's an interesting one. I'm curious to see, like, I could see this one like later becoming like a favorite. I can't tell if I'm eventually gonna love it or hate it, you know? This one, Flor de Muerto, is kind of like candy and marigolds. So this is the third of my like floral scents that I have. This is like the third and final. It's such a good smell. That's like the only type of floral I can handle. I really don't wear it though. I'd be curious to see, I've been experimenting with mixing different scents lately, like finding combinations that go well together. And this one would be a good one to try with other things, because I don't think I'll probably wear this very often just by itself. And it smells a lot like that Winter Chrysanthemums 1, 2. They're pretty similar, but they are different enough to justify me keeping both. Plus they take up barely any space, you know. This one called Gypsy Grave is, I've described it in many videos before. It's basically the scent profile of a tarot reader reading your cards for you while smoking a clove cigarette in a cemetery. Like you can smell the cigarette smoke, you can smell the stones, you can smell the flowers that someone has left on a grave. So this does actually have flowers in it, I guess. I mean, I have other scents that have flowers in them, but like it's not, this one isn't floral heavy at all. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And I've worn it a lot. a lot. This is like my third bottle of this. But it's another one that I wore a lot for years, and I just haven't worn it much recently. This one is called Margaret Magdalena Muffin Head. And there's like a little chocolate lab on here. This one smells like straight up toasted caramel brownies. And so it's a very specific vibe. You have to want to smell like a brownie. So it's usually a nighttime scent for me. It's usually like after I've taken a shower, I'm winding down for the day, all my chores are done, and I just want to like cozy up with an ASMR video or something. I fucking love it, but it's one of those ones that like I would never need a backup bottle because eventually, because I wear it very seldom, first of all. And eventually I'll probably stop liking it. It's like one of those that you're so obsessed with at first, but eventually you just end up hating it. Anyway, these last four here, Bird Mad Girl, Sullen Girl, Super Vixen, and Waking the Witch, these are all scents that I made myself. And this one is actually, I would call it a top 5. This is Clove and Vanilla. And it also has like some spices and stuff in it. And it's actually aging really beautifully. And I have all the ingredients to make it again. So I'm really happy with that. Ooh. Sullen Girl was another attempt at Bird Mad Girl. So it has a lot of the same vibes, but it's actually a bit sweeter. I mean, it's really similar, honestly. So these are kind of like twin scents, Bird Mad Girl and Sullen Girl. I name all of my perfumes after songs and lyrics. So Bird Mad Girl is named after a Cure lyric. Sullen Girl is named after a Fiona Apple song. Super Vixen, a Garbage song. And Waking the Witch, a Kate Bush song. So Super Vixen was my attempt to recreate this cherry punk. So it has like leather and cherry and almond. And I don't know. Some days I like it and some days I don't. So I don't know if I'll ever, yeah. You'll see I found the right cherry perfume for me, and it's over here. So I don't think I'll be recreating this one for myself, but I will keep making my Bird Mad Girl. And the Waking the Witch was my attempt to make a pumpkin snake latte. It turned out it's very coffee heavy. It's more like pumpkin spice espresso. Like it's woo, you know, it does wake you up. So I'm actually liking this one more than I did at first. It's aging well, but it's nothing like pumpkin snake latte, which is what I was trying to recreate. But I have all of these others in order to recreate pumpkin snake latte, which I keep talking about pumpkin snake latte, but I haven't even shown it to you yet because it's one of my very, very favorites. So let's go ahead and dun, dun, dun. This is the other half of the shelf. Is that good? I think so. Yeah, that'll work. Sorry, my tripod is old and came from a thrift store, so it has to like take a second to settle and think about what it's doing, and is it going to be level? Who knows? So next we have, these are my spray bottles. I guess I can show you, I have a few others as well that aren't in shot. This one is called, you see it? Angel Muse. And it smells like, it's like vetiver hazelnut chocolate. It's a very gourmand, loud summer scent. And I like it. And then one that's kind of in retirement because like I used to wear it every day. And it's Angel by Thierry Mugler. This one is like patchouli cotton candy gourmand bomb. This one is loud. This one is noticeable. This one is intense. And I was in love with it for like 2 or 3 years and wore it every day. And then suddenly I fucking hated it. But I'm keeping it because, you know, I loved it for a while. You know, I could go back to it, and it's just that small bottle, so I'll keep it for now. So those are the ones that are not pictured, and everything else I can show you. This is Lolita Limpica. This one is an anise. This one is a licorice based like designer perfume. And so it's not like really obviously licorice. It's got vetiver in it as well. It's got green notes in it. Green notes are not really for me, but this is very much a poison ivy scent. So and this one's also very, very loud, like Angel. And it's also kind of a gourmand. I am into it, but sparingly. This is a like spray one squirt and it lasts all day kind of vibe. It is intense. This is my number one favorite of all time. Been wearing it since 1998. Hypnotic Poison. This one is another gourmand, but it's like skirting the line between what they would have called back in the day an Oriental vanilla. So sort of an Oriental vanilla slash gourmand, I would say. So it's vanilla, almond, coconut, plum, amber. I think it also has like maybe tuberose. I don't know. It's everything, and they've reformulated it so it doesn't smell right anymore. So I only buy vintage bottles, which means it's a very expensive thing to keep myself in Hypnotic Poison, but it's okay. It is my number one signature scent. If I could only wear one perfume for the rest of my life, it would be Hypnotic Poison. But that being said, I don't actually wear it that often because I'm scared of running out of it. So that's sad, but true. I wear it like once every week or two. Whenever it used to be my daily, like it was the only perfume that I had up until like the 2010s when I started expanding to other perfumes. It was like literally the only thing I had for a long time. This is a brand new acquisition. I just got it this week. It's not actually called Super Vixen. I renamed it. This is a Target perfume. It's a Target cherry perfume that you can find on at Target right now. So it's cheap and it's like cherry, almond, very sweet, very simple. And I have found that it's a great daily wear with clove cigarettes. So I'll explain that here in a second, but that's one of my favorite pairings is clove cigarettes and then Hypnotic Poison sprayed over it. But I use that sparingly because Hypnotic Poison is, I mean, it's not impossible to get vintage bottles of it, but it's expensive and you're taking a chance on that, you know? Because sometimes it's not good anymore, whatever. Anyway, so this is my favorite combination ever, but I've found that the Super Vixen with the clove cigarettes is also really awesome. And I've been wearing that every day this week, and I'm really happy with it. Okay, so these are my top 11 oil-based perfumes that are on this little wooden shelf back here. Let me get a drink. We're gonna go from back. These are all perfumes that I wear usually every week or every other week. So these all get worn frequently. So that's why they're my top 11. This one is, God, I don't like the name of this one. Ask the Nearest Hippie. But I'm loving it for this summer especially. This one is a really dank patchouli. It is a dank patchouli, black vanilla, and like hemp and weed. It's supposed to smell like pot, patchouli, and vanilla. And it actually really does. The only problem with this one is it doesn't last a super long time, and it doesn't project. So it's really fun to wear, but I feel like I have to reapply it often because I want that dank patchouli smell to be louder, and it's not super loud, but it's probably louder in like the winter, maybe. I don't know. How does that shit work? I don't know how that shit works. This one is called Dark Eye Delightful. This one is chocolate, vanilla, and patchouli. This one is very, very foodie. It's seductive. Like, I don't wear this one unless I'm okay with attracting men. So I don't usually wear this one if I'm going to be around anyone. But I really like it, and I actually lately, this is a really fun to pair with Angel Muse. Yeah, it sort of makes Angel Muse a little bit more sophisticated, and it gives it a little bit more staying power, but it makes, yeah, they balance each other out, kind of. Because this one by itself is very seductive, and Angel Muse by itself is very girly. But together, they kind of balance each other out a little bit. This one is called Game Over, and it is clove, cotton candy, and cherry blossom are like the main notes in this. And I forget to wear it, but it's so interesting. It's so interesting. And every time I smell it, I remember, oh yeah, I fucking love this. And I've worn half the bottle at this point, so that is one that I actually don't wear that often, but I just recently put it over here to remind myself, hey, I fucking love this. I need to wear it more. That's the problem when you have a ton of perfume, is that you don't wear all of it. So why do you have so much? Anyway, this one is called The Shadowed Veil. I don't have anything else like this. It's very weird. This is my Lananchi perfume. Lananchi is the name of like a vampire fairy. It used to be my online name whenever I was a teenager for everything. Lananchi was my name for everything. And I always wanted to find the perfect Lananchi perfume. Like, it has to be like a seductive evil fairy. This smells like a seductive evil fairy to me. I know it has sandalwood in it, and pomegranate incense is one of the listed notes. It's very intriguing. I don't have anything else like it, so I have worn that quite a bit since I got it last Halloween. This one is just snake oil by itself. I don't usually wear this by itself. I pair it with other things. It's like vanilla, musk, and patchouli, and it's everything. Most of the time, the only straight up snake oil I wear is actually this snake oil hair gloss, which I do wear several times a week. Like, it just, perfumes and smooths my hair down a little bit. I use this as sort of an anti-frizz, and it smells fucking delicious. Fucking delicious. This one is a more recent acquisition. Snooty Bat. And it is patchouli and leather, mostly. Most of what I smell when I wear it and when I smell it out of the bottle is just black leather and patchouli. And it's very different than anything else I have, and it is quite sophisticated, I would say. And it lasts a long time. Just got this like a couple months ago, but I am really enjoying it. And then the front row, those are my top 5 most worn oil-based perfumes right now. So Clove Cigarettes is my favorite of all time. If I could only have one oil-based perfume, it would be this. And it just straight up smells like an unlit Dejarin Black. This is, oh my God, it just, even though I wear it almost every day, it's still so nostalgic to smell it in the bottle. I love it so much. And it pairs really well with a lot of things. Like I use this as a base, and then I just spray, like I said before, Hypnotic Poison over it, Super Vixen over it, or like, I'm sure it would go well with a lot. I also do my Bird Mad Girl. I mix it with this. Yeah, it's been scarce for a long time because it's hardly ever for sale, but it just went on sale again briefly, and I ordered many backup bottles, like an embarrassing number of backup bottles, because if my calculations are correct, I just ordered enough Clove Cigarettes to last me till I'm 66. Why didn't I go all the way? I should have ordered enough to make it to 90, but I didn't. Then we have, this one is called Death Adder. And this one is black coconut, which I'm super into. I'm super into black coconut. But I only have a couple of scents that have it in it. But this one is a great summer scent. It's black coconut, vetiver, and snake oil mostly. Oh, I can't imagine like wearing it that often not in the summer. It's a very summer scent to me, not just because of the coconut. It's the combination of the black coconut and the vetiver that just really does it for me. But I wear this a lot in the summer. I got it like last summer and I've worn the shit out of it. Well, I say I've worn the shit out of it, but like it doesn't look like I've worn that much. Oil perfumes last a long time, just so you know. And then this is the Pumpkin Snake Latte. This is my second favorite of all time oil-based perfume. Pumpkin Snake Latte. And it's the combination of like pumpkin spices and their snake oil blend at Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. Oh my God, it's just so perfect because it has the coffee note, but it's subtle. So good. So good. And thanks to friends that have given me their bottles, and I have a couple of backups. And I have all those other like pumpkin latte and snake oils that I showed you before. I know how to make my own pumpkin snake latte blend now. So I'm good on that for a long time. Because I do wear this one like at least once or twice a week. And sometimes I just go through a spurt where I wear it every single day. This is another one that like I hope they bring it back at some point because I love it and I've worn it. I've gone through like half a bottle. But it's called Snake Smut. And it is again, I love snake oil blends from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. And I make a lot of my own snake oil blends at home. This one has leather and patchouli and like vanilla musks and I'm not big into like, there's black leather in this and there's black leather in this and I like it. It's really intriguing to me, but I can't go overboard with the black leather. And then I would say last, but I'm going to show you some other stuff that I have in this room that is just not on this shelf. I'm going to show you other stuff here in a second, so it's not really last. But this is another more recent acquisition. I've made quite a dent in it already, and I'm wearing it today. This one is a very simple perfume. It's just, the only listed notes are like black coconut, patchouli, and benzoin. And it's just really smells like straight up patchouli coconut essential oil to me. It's not complex. It doesn't go through any phases. It just smells what it smells. It just smells how it smells. And it lasts not a super long time. In fact, I'm going to reapply it right now because I put it on this morning, but I can't smell it that much anymore, so I'm just going to reapply right now while I'm talking to you guys. But this one is a new favorite, and I will rebuy this one over and over again because it's just simple, straightforward. If I just want to smell like me, patchouli and coconut is kind of what I smell like. Yeah, so, and then we have, this is my backup bottle of Vintage Hypnotic Poison. I will probably always have a backup bottle because that just makes me feel a little secure. And then my Poison Ivy, my Bombshell Poison Ivy, kind of just, this is her domain. Because that's sort of the vibe that I like to go for with my perfumes, is like a Poison Ivy, villainous woman sort of vibe. And then I'm going to show you, let's see, all I have left to show you really are just like body sprays. This one is Bath & Body Works Wicked Vanilla Woods. This one, I made like a list in my journal the other day of my top 5 favorite scents. This was on it. And this is just a cheap body spray. I love it though, because it's like a musky vanilla with woods, with a woodsy scent. Most people would like, I mean, it comes out at Halloween time, so most people really would only wear this at Halloween time. Oh, hey, it's got the fragrance notes listed on it. It says, magical vanilla, glowing amberwood. That's a made-up thing. Amberwood is not a real thing. It's just a scent note. Enchanted pink pepper. Yeah, it's... In a magical forest, sweet witches brew enchanting potions while spooky witches cast mystical spells. Which are you? My God, who wrote the copy for that? That's terrible. I've never read that before this exact moment. But anyway, I've had it since Halloween time. The label goes all the way around, so I can't really tell, like, how much I've used. I think I've used it down to, like, here. But, yeah, I regularly spray this on myself, my clothes, you know. It's a body spray, like, you know. And I really like it, and it pairs really well with almost everything I wear has vanilla in it. So this pairs really well with a lot of things. And at the same time that I got that, it was like in a twin pack with this like hand cream stuff. And I still have a lot of this left. Hopefully I'll be able to get more this Halloween. And then all I have left is... I also have like some other ritual oils and things in the other room. I'm not going to show you those. And I have lots of samples. Like I have some samples on this little tray, and then I have some samples in the other room with my ritual scents. I'm not going to show you all those because then we'd be here for like 3 hours, and it's already been probably close to an hour at this point. I don't know. But then I just have the only other 2 things I can show you are these like cheap ass body sprays that I got at Walmart. Each of these is 3.2 ounces, and they were $3 each. This one is called Twilight Mist, and this one is called Vanilla. I wonder if this one has like the scent notes listed on it like the other bottle does. No, but Twilight Mist is... It's really nostalgic for me. It smells a lot like something that I used to wear in like middle school. And this one pairs really well with Shadowed Veil. It's this vibe of Twilight Mist. I mean, I don't know exactly what it's supposed to smell like. But it reminds me of just like vampire fairies. It's a very vampire fairy scent for me. I do not wear this one that much because this doesn't go with my vanilla shit. And since I'm mostly wearing vanilla shit, I haven't worn this one as much, but I do like it. But this being just straight up vanilla. I mean, you guys have smelled it. You've smelled many a teenage girl wearing this exact vanilla body spray, and it is good. It is good. It is a sort of a dark vanilla. It's not a candy vanilla. Like it has some sophistication to it, I would say. I'm gonna spray some on right now. And you can't overdo it. It does actually stick around. So I spray it kind of like a perfume. Like I just do 1 spray per pulse point, or just like 2 or 3 sprays on my clothes or something. Because, you know, it's easy to go overboard with this kind of shit. But it's good. It's really like, you know, if you're watching this video thinking, man, I can't afford all these perfumes, but I'd love to have something that smells really good. Seriously, don't write off Walmart body sprays. Seriously. You can pick them up probably anywhere you live for really fucking cheap. And it's an easy way to just, you know, feel luxurious, you know? So I said I wasn't going to sell things, but that sounds like I'm selling something, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, this was hanging out with me talking about smells. What are your favorite smells? Put them in the comments below. Bye.